let's go to the ETF scanner. We are now branching out from all the materials that I would say are just about evergreen. Okay, the only thing that's not evergreen is this Roar Score history. But this is the ETF scanner, and I've intentionally left some of this, okay, until a few days from now, because I want to protect the proprietary nature of the stuff that we do for the club members. But I've done this in various forms. This is, I think, a more simplified form, keying off that Roar score. And this is what I meant by, well, I was talking about before with the S&P and the different Roar score levels. The Roar score is 20. So that means that a normal conservative portfolio would only have maybe 20% in SPY and 80 in Bill. A moderate mix takes it and says, okay, I'm always going to be at least 50% in equities, always. And then the other half, I'm going to do whatever I do here. So here's how the math works. The Roar score is 20, take 50, add 20% of 50, and that gets you to 60 SPY, 40 Bill. I asked you the big question before about SPY and a collar, and then I also talked about it with a ladder. So what do we have in terms of super simple strategies that are not so simple that you set it and forget it? Again, one reason that I'd like to think I exist professionally is because a ladder is a great starting point. A collar of SPY or something, okay, is a great starting point. And a 2 ETF portfolio with just SPY and Bill is also a pretty good starting point. And I'm not going to talk a lot about track record on here, and I'll explain to you why. It's not because the track record is poor, but it's because I think track records in general are misconstrued, overrated, and I don't want to be part of the miseducation. But I'll touch on it at the very end. But look, the bottom line is, okay, the part of my portfolio is run this way, and this is what the threes report was all about, right? 20, having this little mix, okay, as simple as it is, it almost seems silly sometimes. This is beating almost everything not named S&P or aggressive strategy. And if it's not, then the more moderate to aggressive stuff is here. So it makes you wonder, okay? I'm not pitching it. I'm saying it makes you wonder how complicated we have to make this. And I think as time goes on, I think we're going to go closer and closer, at least I am in my strategic work, to saying, okay, you need a very basic core, and then you could trade all you want around it, okay? Have a blast, whatever you like. And if it's a stock or an ETF you want me to look at and chart and give a view on, not a personalized opinion, not what you should do with it, but give it a view, that's a big part of the service, and it happens all the time in these calls and also in the chat area. Okay, so this is one of the things we are now making available as part of the new Substack service. This type of thing in one form or another has always been available in the Investors Club and will continue to be. And of course, I'll be able to discuss it with those folks. So here's that grade chart again. And here are 8 very large areas of the markets. And I picked an indicator for each one. Notice I didn't pick S&P here. I picked the equal weighted S&P because it's a better indication of the health of the market. And what I'm going to be doing every Tuesday is I'm going to be basically assigning a Roar-like score, okay, a little bit more like this one than the other, to each of these. And then I'm also, these are not picks, I would say they're charts that look interesting to me. That's really what they are. And that allows for discussion, almost like an investment committee type of feel, which is what the mission of the club is. I've been investment committee head for a lot of my career, chief investment officer, chief investment strategist, And it's a position I'm comfortable in, and it's one that I try to take as, if you will, sort of a lay leader of this investing group. Okay, so that's a new version of an old feature.